The morning of the taping had begun like any other episode at the Kelly Clarkson show, makeup teams buzzing, lighting techs doing their last-minute checks, and a lively, warm-up comedian getting the audience in high spirits. But behind the scenes, the energy was different. Meghan Markle had arrived early, her team preceding her by a solid hour, ensuring the set met her expectations. Water bottles removed of their labels, a pre-approved playlist playing softly in her dressing room, and a mood board of lighting tones she preferred for filming. Kelly's crew wasn't unused to A-listers with strict demands, but Meghan's tone was unusually guarded, her team meticulous to the point of tension. Kelly, ever the professional, brushed it off. "She's been through a lot," she told her assistant as she walked to set, flipping through the cue cards. "Let's make her feel welcome." The show opened with Kelly's signature energy, a soulful mini-performance, a few jokes with the crowd, and then came the moment of the day. "Please welcome, Meghan Markle." The applause was thunderous as Meghan stepped into view, smiling graciously, her polished demeanor glowing under the lights. Dressed in an ivory ensemble with understated diamond studs, she looked every bit the global figure she was known to be. Kelly greeted her with a warm embrace. "We are so thrilled to have you here today," she said, beaming. Meghan's response was a bit stiff. "It's nice to be somewhere neutral," she replied, her eyes flicking toward the cameras. The audience chuckled politely, unsure whether it was a joke or a jab. Kelly, always quick to pivot, moved to lighter territory, asking about motherhood, Meghan's rescue beagles, and her thoughts on American holidays. Meghan warmed slightly, especially while speaking about her kids. But the mood took a sharp turn around the 12-minute mark. Kelly leaned in, adjusting her cue cards. "So Meghan," she began cautiously, "a lot of people were surprised by how quickly things fell apart with Spotify. I think some were expecting more content, especially after the excitement around archetypes. Do you think maybe it was a case of overpromising?" There was a pause. Meghan's eyes narrowed, ever so slightly. "I think it's interesting," she began, her voice controlled, "how a woman of color creating space for unheard voices is seen as overpromising, while mediocrity is so often celebrated." The audience fell silent. Kelly blinked, her smile faltering just a bit. "No one's questioning your intentions," she said, maintaining her poise. "I just meant, there were expectations. That's all. And I just meant," Meghan cut in, "that women get criticized no matter what. When we speak, it's too loud. When we don't, it's silence. When we create, it's never enough." Kelly nodded respectfully. "Totally hear you. I've felt that too in music and in TV. I guess I'm just trying to understand the other side." Meghan tilted her head, smile gone. "Maybe you should try asking better questions." The comment landed with a thud. Gasps echoed softly from the studio audience. Kelly looked stunned, not angry, but visibly caught off guard. "Hey, I don't mean any disrespect," she replied. "I just believe in open conversations. We talk to each other, not at each other." Meghan turned slightly in her seat, folding her hands. "Well, if you knew how often my words get twisted, you might understand why I don't appreciate this setup." Kelly's producer motioned urgently for a commercial break. The screen faded to black. Behind the scenes, the mood was chaotic. Meghan removed her mic pack, waving off her assistant. "I knew this was a mistake," she muttered. Kelly, meanwhile, huddled with her team. "Did I push too far?" she whispered. No one had an answer. A few minutes later, Meghan returned to set, calmer but cold. Before cameras could roll again, she looked directly at the producer. "This doesn't feel like a safe space," she said firmly. "I'm leaving." The crew froze. The producer tried to reason with her, but Meghan was already walking off set. A member of her team tried to follow, but security, acting on a quiet directive from the show's executive producer, intercepted. Not with force, but with finality. Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, was officially asked to leave the building. The crowd was dismissed early, the rest of the episode scrapped. By nightfall, footage of the clash, leaked from someone's cell phone, spread like wildfire. Headlines lit up. Meghan Markle walks off Kelly Clarkson's show. Daytime drama. Duchess vs. Diva. Kelly stays calm as Meghan snaps. Within hours, the incident between Meghan Markle and Kelly Clarkson went from backstage buzz to full-blown media firestorm. Clips from the taping, recorded secretly by a crew member's smartphone, had already made their way onto social media. The footage showed Meghan turning sharply toward Kelly after the Spotify question, her voice icy, her body language tense. While the show never aired the episode, the internet had enough fuel to ignite. Twitter exploded. Hashtags like #Meghan vs Kelly, #Daytime Drama, and hashtag Duchess Down began trending globally. Celebrities, talk show hosts, and influencers offered their takes. Some hailed Meghan as a woman standing up for herself in a hostile media environment. Others saw her as out of touch and overly sensitive. Meanwhile, Kelly Clarkson maintained radio silence for nearly 24 hours, an eternity in internet time. But her silence was strategic. The next evening, she posted a calm, composed video to her Instagram account. No makeup team, no glam, just Kelly in a gray hoodie, seated in her kitchen with a mug in hand. "I want to address what happened yesterday," she began. "My goal on this show has always been about warmth and real conversations. Sometimes those conversations are hard. And sometimes, they don't go the way you plan." She paused, then added, "I respect Meghan. I really do. But asking questions, especially ones already being asked by millions of people, isn't an attack. It's a conversation. That's what I do here." The response was swift and overwhelmingly supportive. One fan commented, "Kelly asked the question respectfully. Meghan made it about ego." Others chimed in defending Meghan. "She's been burned by the media before, cut her some slack." But things took a turn when a backstage audio leak surfaced. In the clip, clearly Meghan's voice, she could be heard venting to her assistant. Greater than, it's the same fake smile. Daytime trap disguised as a hug fest. "This is exactly why I don't do these things. I'm not here to be anyone's punching bag." Those 23 seconds shook everything. Suddenly, sympathy began shifting. A growing chorus accused Meghan of biting the hand that fed her, again. She had been given a mainstream platform with a supportive host, and instead of using it to promote her causes, she'd walked out in fury. The producers of the Kelly Clarkson show issued a short statement. Greater than, "We support honest conversations and respectful dialogue. We stand by Kelly in her commitment to integrity and kindness." The next day, more insider details emerged. A member of the production crew anonymously revealed that Meghan's team had sent over a 3-page list of topics to avoid, which included any mention of Spotify, royal titles, the British press, Prince William, or the word controversial. When Kelly's producer gently pushed back, reminding them the show had an editorial process, the Markle camp threatened to walk before even arriving. But Kelly insisted the interview go on, hoping the conversation could be handled with nuance. Instead, it unraveled. Even Meghan's usual media allies began distancing themselves. A columnist for The Guardian wrote, "Greater than, it is no longer about race, or feminism, or media ethics. Meghan Markle is allergic to accountability." Meanwhile, Kelly's viewership skyrocketed. YouTube clips from past episodes, especially ones featuring difficult interviews, went viral under titles like, "Kelly Keeps It Real," and, "When Kelly Asked the Questions No One Else Would." By the end of the week, Kelly was invited to speak on Good Morning America, where she addressed the situation one final time. "I think empathy has to go both ways," she said softly. "I've been through hard times too. But I've learned, when you're given a microphone, it's not just about protecting yourself. It's also about showing up. Even when it's uncomfortable." The audience applauded. As for Meghan, her team went into damage control. Publicists issued statements blaming the incident on an unexpected deviation from agreed-upon topics. But the public was no longer buying it. Late-night hosts poked fun. Even TikTok creators mimicked the tension. In the days that followed, Archewell, the foundation Meghan and Harry founded, saw a dip in engagement. A scheduled Netflix promo was quietly postponed. And for the first time, major outlets began openly asking, was Meghan Markle damaging her own brand? Meanwhile, Kelly Clarkson proved once again why she was one of America's most beloved hosts, not by winning the argument, but by refusing to engage in a public brawl.